Hey, what's up guys? Trigger Wolf here, and we're in October again, which means here comes the scary stories, terrible ghost movies, and ghost hunting shows? Well, that's already started like a month ago, but anyway. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, here are 3 mini pastas. Hope you like them. 403 by Hunter. It was 4:03 in the morning and I woke up screaming. It was my dream. In my dream I watched everyone I ever knew or loved be killed by some creature. It had a short and fat body with long and slender arms, with each ended claws that looked more like swords than actual claws. Its eyes were slits that glowed red in the darkness, and its teeth were long like horns and sharp like steak knives. It looked at me before it killed them, and laughed each time before it ripped apart my loved ones with its sharp claws. How had it found us? It tricked me into letting it into my home by mimicking the voice of my father. It couldn't come in without permission, it told me, after it ripped out my mother's heart. The dream ended with the creature laughing its evil cackle, slowly walking towards me, dragging its claws along the floor. I screamed and sat up. Suddenly I was in my room, in my bed, safe again, 4:03. I hear a knock at the door and froze up instantly. "Tommy, I heard you screaming. Are you alright?" I heard my mother say. "Wow, what a relief. Mom's here." "I'm fine, Mom. Just a bad dream," I replied, the relief washing over me. "Okay, I got you a glass of water. Do you want it?" Mom said back to me. "Sure, come in," I said, and as those words left my mouth, I remembered that it was September, and I had moved back into my college dorm 3 weeks ago. The Wrong Room by the Walrus King. You get back to your apartment after a long day's work and you just want to get inside and rest. You're about to pull out your keys and unlock the door when you notice it's open. Turning the doorknob and stepping inside, you notice something different. You stand in the doorway trying to figure it out. Then it hits you. This isn't your room. As you turn and leave, something catches your eye. There's a man hunched over a dish of flesh, eating it with his bare hands, tearing into it like a wild animal with its prey. Red dripped down the side of his mouth, and the smell that emanated from it was sickening. You are paralyzed by the sight. Unconsciously, you start to cover your nose and mouth. This accidentally bumps your elbow against the doorway. You freeze. He stopped eating as if there was something wrong. Then he looked up and started searching the source of the noise. His eyes scanned the room until they found you. Your legs start moving on their own, and you find yourself running far away from that room and the horrors within it. The man silently stands up, locks the door, sits back down, grabs another slice of pizza, and mutters quietly to himself, "Crazy vegans." A Trip to the Cemetery by Johnny V. On an early, dimly lit morning, an elderly woman rested her hand on top of her gravestone. Henry Blackwood, 1938 to 2004. She rested flowers on it and wept, something she didn't usually do. She always made sure to bring something of Henry's before she made her annual visit to his grave. Her memory wasn't what it used to be, and her brain needed help to get it jogged. She brought something he hated, his hearing aids. She remembered wistfully about how he never used them, always insisting that he had excellent hearing, despite keeping the television's volume all the way up. Now all she wanted was his return to her loving embrace. "Oh, Henry," she fell to her knees and looked to the sky. "How I wish you'd come back to me." Up in the sky and through her blurred, teary vision, she saw a red star. It was faint, but she heard a malignant chuckle, and the star flashed to match it. Then it disappeared with the rising sun. She wiped away her tears. Strange. Was that a product of her imagination? She stood up and surveyed the area, but saw nothing. It seemed like a moment was nearly nothing but old senile womanly mood swings. As she smiled at her silly old self, a question came to her that felt like part of a dark realization. Could the battery in the old hearing aid still work? She attached it to her best ear and turned it on. She could hear the rustling of crow feathers in the nearby tree. It probably still worked due to her husband's lack of commitment to using it. Then, swallowing hard, she rested her ear on the ground above his grave. Her mouth dropped in horror as she heard scratching, shuffling, and a familiar voice bellowing a horrified scream. Welcome to the new and evil end card. I really need to get better at making these. I'm not that good. Anyway, go ahead and click the thing that says click this thing. It helps me tremendously because it gauges whether or not I'm actually getting through to you guys. Leave a like if you like it. Leave a comment if you want me to cover specific creepypastas. And the random video, the rando. How about the PT Easter egg I found in Metal Gear Solid? That's always pretty cool. Check that out. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Later.